Hey, what's going on? Look, we're back. It's Closing Conversations. It's Thursday, so you know we're live, we're locked in, and we're making calls. My name is Brandon Barnes, Mr. Seymour Offers, and this is your look at how we actually do deals, get deals done every Tuesday and Thursday. Look, we're calling leads live, leads submitted by the best real estate wholesaling community in the business, Charged Up University. They're actually using our proprietary software, offerbolt.io, which is an AI powered tool that finds motivated sellers. It books appointments, it sets follow up, it engages them. No more cold calling, no bandit signs. We're just talking to sellers. These are warm leads that are actually ready to sell. And then we're walking you through how these conversations go, making an offer and getting deals under contract. So if you're in the U fam, definitely want to see the lightning bolts. Appreciate y'all in the chat. Let us know you're in here. And then share this with somebody who needs to see this. Of course, I'm here with my homie, Dre. Mr. Get that action started. Well,
Mr. Get activated.
That part. Go and introduce yourself, Dre. Let folks know you're here.
Hey, man, Mr. Speak to Educate, Mr. Thought Provoker, Andre St. George. Man, look, shout out to the U fam. Shout out to my guy, Brandon. Man, look, we're making calls today to sellers live. These are leads that have been submitted into our system that we're calling live to see if we can get those under contract here today for you guys. So hopefully you enjoy what you're listening to. And hey, if you love to be a part of this community, we look to see you on the inside.
Yep. And look, last time we was together, bro, I think it was like 2, 3, 4 under contract.
Yeah,
straight out
the gate.
Out the gate, verbal offers. So, we it's only right. When we back together, we about to get some more deals going. So super excited. Bro, if you got something queued up, I know we've seen a bunch of leads come through in the past week. So you got something queued up, you can jump on it, and then I'll take the next one and we'll go from there.
Yeah, man. Ain't even gonna keep the people waiting today. We're gonna get right into it. So listen, if you're in the chat and you joining us, hey, look, we want to see some energy in that chat, man. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. But we about to get started. Hey, so before we do this too, Brandon. So if you look at the leads, David, you see David in there?
Let me pull up that list.
Yeah.
David. I don't see him on this page. Ready for close call?
Yeah. In the Charged Up community?
David.
Oh, okay. You know what? He already moved over. He was in there, but I had called him before we got on this call. So
Okay. That's about
all right. So I'm gonna start with Patricia.
But
your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're
they starting off crazy already. Already starting off crazy. Let's get her on the phone ASAP.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available.
That joint ain't even ringing. So
you know what? These carriers are getting better and better, smarter and smarter with these blockers. If it doesn't recognize a number, sometimes it won't even ring.
yeah.
But yeah, shoot the text. And if they motivate it, it'll hit you back.
Oh, definitely. Just need to get them on the phone.
Try to step away and call you. Yeah, I actually got one that's under contract. He's been playing phone tag with me all day. So I may hit him in a second. But I'm gonna pull up the next one too. Show comments on stage. Okay. Um, I got this one that I can jump on. We talked about 3 properties have availability this evening. Vaseline. These are in Galveston, Texas. You know, some of these states that don't have what is it called? Well, basically they don't let you see the comps.
Right.
I forget the term for it. Or sometimes tough, but you can kind of back into it just by seeing like what's for sale in the area,
Right.
and then or click on something that sold and then seeing what it was listed for. So that's kind of what I've been doing lately on these Texas ones. So I'm gonna see if I can.
Yeah, because that's more like the Midwest areas where they have that, right?
Yeah, I think South Carolina is the only Southeast state that's like that too. I got this one. Silly. Let's see. All right.
Yo, I just text Patricia. She texts me right back, but you ain't answer the phone. No.
I ain't trying to let you be great, man. Hey, here go another one. It ain't even ring.
It's crazy.
I'm gonna try them again, and then you can call back, Patricia.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Okay, so he sent that. Let me see if he picks up. This is a triple dial.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach.
All right, Vasily.
Okay, that was all right. I see which one you just called.
Yeah, I'm gonna text him and see if he wants to get back to me. But I think Paul was texting him earlier and he didn't hit us back.
He just texts. He just texts back.
I can't talk right now, but I can text you for a few. Okay. Back about. Are you trying Patricia again?
So she's not available. So she just texts back again. She's not available to talk.
Okay.
Yeah, she just texts back. So I'm gonna go on to Sharon. I'm gonna cue Sharon up, and then I'll get back to Patricia and text her back.
Works.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach.
Yo, this is crazy.
Well, I'm telling you,
Nobody,
it's these blockers, man.
Everybody joint going straight to voicemail.
The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the
That's not
tone,
normal.
please record your message.
Let me see if I call from my number.
Yeah.
Because it don't seem like this is going through. So
Yeah, Shannon.
Part of the game.
Shannon's on the team. He's been putting in the work. He's definitely been calling and dialing and.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not.
It's still doing it even from my phone.
Yeah, I'm telling you, them blockers is turned up. So Shannon, you're on Teresa now?
I just called Sharon.
Okay. This was the 29th. 1 o'clock, please. Are we gonna? So I got this next one in Pittsburgh. We're gonna get somebody on the phone, man. I promise.
Oh, thanks. Got to. This energy got to go somewhere.
Mm-hmm. You saw what Femi said?
Nah, what'd he say? Yeah, I just shot her a text.
Leave a message. So this one, Kurt might have called because they said that they would speak at 2. But if he did, he didn't call through here.
Leave a message.
Okay. Since it rang through, I won't hit her with the triple. Teresa. Just try to call again about Johnston. Are you free? Or so? Okay. Moving. Where's this one? This is in Chattanooga, Tennessee, which is basically like 2 hours north of Atlanta. I've done a good few deals in Chattanooga.
What's first name on that?
Steve.
Okay.
Mr. Ryan. Ah, shoot. It did say text first. Oops. Okay. So I called and then text, and I'm gonna call again. See, bro, and when I first started, like I did everything in the dialer. Not just cold calling. I did acquisition calls, follow-up calls. We would just send all of our follow-ups in bulk to an auto dialer.
Right.
And I would like just turn down the speed of it. So instead of calling like 3 lines or whatever, it would just be a single line, but it would just have me able to keep up with my follow-up better than like just relying on the drip systems or just focusing on a calendar. Like we would be able to get through a lot of follow-up calls each day.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I know that there's a dialer as part of OfferBolt, and it's kind of difficult for us to do that. But like if you're into you and your own business and you do have the ability to use a dialer to like call them in bulk or just like line them up, it can help you stay on top of your follow-ups because 80-90% of this business is all about follow-ups.
Got that right. We was just talking about that on the morning call today.
For real?
Yep.
Who was the message this morning?
How well do you handle no's, or how are you handling your no's? Knowing that that's a major component, right? Like you're going to get way more no's than you get yeses, right? So how are you handling those no's? And really kind of that led into talking about following up. And, when somebody tells you no, it's just not right now,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a big fact. you know, as part of his business is being able to face that rejection. I'm calling Sherry.
Okay.
You know, the saying is what the faster you get to no's, the faster you'll get to a yes, right? So
Absolutely. Just
that
gotta
was,
weed through them. Gotta weed through them.
definitely a good word this morning. This is in Kansas City. We just did a deal in Kansas City last month. Almost.
Yeah, man. Everybody
Gotcha.
going to everything going to voicemail, man.
Everything. Look, I'm gonna start calling some of my follow ups.
I got another one teed up here.
Okay. Yeah, just keep calling, bro.
Hi, you reached David. Please leave a message and I'll get back.
Double tap David. Dang. At least that one, he ain't send me the voicemail, but he ain't pick up either.
Dang. Could not talk. I'll call back later. So I feel like these leads are mainly the ones that have been like processed already. I think Lex already went through them, and like red light, green light. But there's a bunch other that haven't been processed because some of these have been contacted once or at least reached out to in text. So we might could switch over just to the straight contacts list, and then try it from there. I'm busy. It's now a good time. You try Patricia. Yeah. I'm already on 8 out of 11 on this list.
I just called one in the follow up because I had an appointment to call David in the follow up list.
Okay. I got one said he might be available at 5. Luke. Let's see if he standing on business today. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hey, Mr. Luke, how's it going?
Hey, not too bad. What's going on?
Hey, good. This is Brandon. I was reaching back out to you. I think you spoke with my partner Matt recently. And I just wanted to follow up with you. This is still a decent time to talk and maybe talk about an offer that could work for both of us.
Yeah, sure. What do you got?
Okay, perfect. So I was looking over the notes. I think I have a feel of where you want to be and how much you want to get this sold for. But if you don't mind sharing with me, what were you looking to sell this property for? How much?
Ideally, I wanted to get out at 150. If I got 140, I'd accept that. But if not, I would just keep Marcus in place and hold on to it.
Okay. I saw that you're moving to another state. Is that still the game plan?
Oh, I mean, I got 3 property managers, so I'll do that no matter what.
Okay. Got it. Okay. So on this, I also think I saw that you had some low offers come in.
Yeah, 135 and 137.5.
So we're just right there. I'm gonna pull some comps as we're talking, so I can kind of look and see and get a feel for the area. This is one that's rented, right? 1220 a month. Tenant's been there 5 years. I'm assuming they pay on time. Great tenant. Is that situation with this one?
Been awesome. Yeah, he's been great. That's the reason rent's so low. It's like 1,500 to 1,600 in that area, so he's getting a pretty good deal. I just don't want to gouge him or anything.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so like this is one where you get your number, you're ready to go, ready to move forward. So I just want to see if I can get you that number, and it looks like, from the pictures that it was updated. I'm assuming this is like right before this guy moved in.
It was, yeah, right around 2015, 16-ish.
Okay.
And then I had a lady there right before him. And then once she moved out, I put some windows in, and that was really the only change in between.
Okay. Cool. So I know you mentioned you had a few property managers. Is this something that you're doing kind of on a larger scale? You got like a bunch of rentals.
Oh, yeah.
So with this guy kind of being a great tenant, I guess I'm curious why this one.
I sold all my single families, just one down to 2, one's under contract, and then I have this one, so kind of like 1.5.
Nice.
So if you have this out, then I'll be done with the single families. The rest are all maintenance free. So that's the goal.
Okay. Hey, you got it all ready to go. So look, we are definitely looking for some more rentals, especially in good cash flowing areas. I like this market. We actually just did a deal, closed, I think, end of March. It was. It wasn't in as good a shape as this, so this kind of excites me. I just want to make sure that we're good with the numbers on this. That other offer that you got at 135, 137.5, was the terms favorable? Was it something that made sense, or do you have any like specifics that you like to see in the offers that you move forward with?
Oh no, yeah, this one would have been fine. Yeah, there's hoping to get more.
Got it. Okay, and so if we were able to agree to a number, when would you be looking to get this thing closed?
Really, it's whatever works for you guys. Yeah, I'm easy.
Okay. Is it in fact 2 bedrooms, 1 bath?
It's like 4, kinda, but I count the one as, it could be like a dining room, but it has windows and doors just like it's a bedroom. So, he set it up as an office, so that's why I listed it for 3 bed, 1 bath. When I bought it, it was classified as 4. I just think it just makes it too boxy if you use that as a bedroom.
Got it. Is there a closet in that room?
Yes.
Okay. And just the 1 bath?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Let me see something really quickly. As I'm looking at some of the sales in that area and trying to just compare, make sure we're on the same page. Yeah. I think this is something that we can do. I'd love to get an offer over to you, with us. We do deals in multiple markets. And so, like, I have an agent out there. I have a closing attorney that we've worked with in the past. I'd have to pull my email up to get their name to you. But as part of our due diligence, we're coming out. We're spending money with our contractor to do kind of initial scope pictures. If you have some that are recent, like since this guy's moved in, then we just need to come out there once. If not, sometimes we come out twice, but we can be, whoever we need to be for the tenant to not spook them.
Oh, he already knows. Yeah, he's fine with it.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, we'd love to get out there. I would like to agree to a price and know that we're seriously moving forward. So I could get an offer over to you. And then once you sign, we'll go on and set up that time to come out and check it out. And we typically have our standard has like a vacancy clause in it that it has to be sold vacant. But what I will say is if you want to, sell prior to that, we're open to it, especially with a good paying tenant. The last one that we got, we actually allowed the tenant. We gave them two options. Either they vacate now, or if they stay, we're going to do some repairs, bring it up to kind of market rent. And then he would have the choice at that time to stay at the higher rent rate or leave at that time. So we can work with the tenant in any situation. Sometimes it's best or easiest for us to offer them cash for keys up front, but we can work with them. I'm assuming that you want to get this closed out with their tenant in place just to kind of get this behind you, or
yeah, I'm not sure if you are in Missouri or familiar with Missouri law, but you would have to honor their contract. If they were willing to leave for cash for keys, that's fine. But if he wasn't, you couldn't alter the contract. It comes with a resident. So I don't know if it'd be a good fit.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I'd pick him for money.
Okay, and there's one question I did forget to ask. If it was, I was kind of assuming it might have been month to month at this point.
No,
I think the last few sellers.
Yeah, at least till December.
Until December. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're still willing to move forward with an offer because we'll kind of cross that bridge once we get to it. The fact that you're saying that they're a good paying tenant, they're paying on time, they've been great, kind of gives me confidence that if nothing else, we ride the lease out, and if anything else, we offer cash for keys. So we can go either way on it. Is that something that can work?
You guys are thinking, and we go from there.
Yeah, I'm gonna send over an offer at the 140 number.
Okay. That sounds good.
So typically, I'll either stay on and kind of walk you through it, or if you want some time to review, I can kind of set up a follow-up call next day if you have any questions.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, if you just want to send it over, I'll read over it tonight here when I get clocked out and go from there.
Okay, let me. No, like special, contingencies or anything like that. It'll be a straight as is cash offer. Our set, we set it for 30 days. But we, can often close even faster than that. And then we'll, ultimately get in there, do our due diligence, and then connect you with the closing attorney and then get this wrapped up, as quick as possible.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay. All right, good deal. I'll send it over. And then tomorrow, I know tomorrow's Friday. But if you haven't signed like overnight or in the morning, when would be a good time tomorrow to kind of check back with you and see if you have any questions?
Well, anytime after 4.
Anytime after 4. Okay. All right. Good deal. I appreciate it, Mr. Luke.
Yeah, thanks, man. Have a good night.
All right, you too.
Come on, man. Come on. Man, I feel a little uneasy about that one.
Look, all right. That is easy, right? That is a lay down, but I locked up at asking price. That never feels good, right? Like I locked it up at exactly where it needs to be. But if he's telling the truth and he's had offers at 135 and 137.5, and really what are you gonna do? Right. But Lex said, so don't be Lex up. But she said I think 140K sellers asking works. So that's what gave me, the motivation to go in and lock it in at that price.
Shout out to Lex.
So whoever lead that is, don't be getting mad at Lex if we check it out and then we kind of quite can't make it work, because this type of seller probably wouldn't go for a reduction if he's that firm on price and he has backups. Like there is no really good room to reduce. However, every once in a while, if you're professional enough, if you build enough good rapport, they'll sometimes still take your offer that's a little less, especially if you've already gone through due diligence and you're like, hey, I can get this closed on Friday. If you're at 135, they may just say, look, we're already halfway through it. I feel good about you guys. Let's move forward and get this closed. So there's a chance that we have some wiggle room, but hopefully that number works. Shout out to Lex. She's running the comps, and shout out to whoever sent this lead in, because this was solid. This was solid.
Good stuff.
Whose is this?
For the books.
Yeah, Matt Dwight. Did I say that? Oh my bad. I did say that. Good stuff, man.
Shout out to Matt and Atia. See you working.
That's what's up. This one, I will say real quick, is the comps that are pulling up are like 260, 247, similar square footage, 360, 330, 332. Well, actually, there was one 363. That's a 3-1. But I didn't have time to look at what it looked like exactly. It's also siding, so similar, but this one has a 1-car garage. So it looks like a good area, so, keep sending them good leads. Look, you guys doing half the work. We're just trying to get it locked in and make them feel comfortable. That's the type of guy that, he's a businessman, he's an investor. So I just wanted to kind of make them feel comfortable throughout the conversation of like, hey, this is what we do. This is how we do it. This is the next step of the process. Just kind of keep pushing them forward. So, not a whole bunch of negotiating or nothing like that. Sometimes it's just that simple. So yeah, congrats, y'all.
Good stuff. Let's keep this ball
took
rolling.
About 20 calls to get to that one answer, but
just got called back. So I think I got one. He called back.
Yeah.
Hey, David.
Yeah.
Hey, man, it's Andre, man. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. We had spoke briefly before last week. I think you were kind of going through something. You had a funeral or something like that. I hope all went well.
Yeah. It was beautiful. Unfortunately, there's a lot of emotions and all that stuff going on. I spoke with your guy earlier today.
Okay.
Partner.
Okay.
So basically, he said either him or you will be giving me a call.
Yeah, definitely wanted to see can we iron out any details and maybe make you a solid offer on this property over on Linden.
Yeah, and let me tell you where I'm at with stuff. Yeah, I'm talking to people right now. I opened up the floor to try to get going. I finally made a decision. Hey, if we're going to do this, let's start seeing what we can get. I think I don't know if I mentioned to you, but if I don't get what what I'd like, then I can do it by rehabbing it myself and move forward. But I really don't necessarily want to do that, but a part of me does.
Right.
So there's a struggle there. So
absolutely.
I had a contractor come over today, and he's going to put together some numbers so we can kind of figure out where things are on that. That's for me personally.
Gotcha.
Just to see, hey, which way we want to go with this thing. But yeah, we can definitely do that. But again, I'm probably not going to make a decision on because I want enough. I promised several people that I've been talking to over the last 12 months when I'm ready, if they can give them an opportunity. So I said, of course. So I'm ready now, and so I'm starting to take people are starting to come over and look at the place and go from there. And
right.
Again, I don't know how in depth we got into our conversation, but it needs work, obviously, and so you see if it's something that works for you guys. If not, I understand.
Oh, absolutely.
I know everybody got to make money. I'm not trying to be the only one making money on it.
No, absolutely.
But again, you're in business to make money, and if it doesn't work, I get it. But like I said, I'm willing to look at what's out there and see what you guys have to offer, and if it makes sense, basically, if I come in and somebody that I have promised something before you guys, I'll take a look at that, and if it doesn't work out with them, I go to the next one. If say for instance, if it's all the same, that's what I'm saying. If I give somebody the opportunity that I spoke with earlier, and they come up and it's higher, then I'm going to work, try to make that happen. But yeah, I'm open for what's whoever wants to put a bid in on it, and because I'm open to make that happen. But I'm also wanted to make sure you understood if I had to, I'd just rehab it myself.
Hey, I could totally understand and respect that, and I appreciate you being straightforward. Just based on how we spoke last time. Again, I want to be direct with you, let you know what we can do or what we can't do. Right? I don't want to beat around the bush about anything. Like you said, I know you got a bunch of offers, right? And a lot of people interested. Do you have any offers in hand at this moment that says, hey, look?
No, I don't. Just kind of verbal stuff.
I got you. Well,
and I'll be honest with you. What I told them, I said, hey, it's not meeting my mark, so
Absolutely.
So because I'm not trying to waste anybody's time, nor my time.
My thoughts exactly. That's the type of people I like to deal with, right? Let's not even waste any time. So at least by the end of this call, I want to be able to send you something that you have in hand to let you know, hey, look, this is more than just a verbal, right? This is something that we're looking to move forward on. So, whatever decision you choose to make, hopefully it's
sure.
with somebody that's showing they have some skin in the game as well.
Sure.
So
how long is that going to be good for, your offer?
So our offers, our offers are usually for 24 hours. And
I'm
that's
not going to be able to work within that time frame, though, just so you know.
Okay. What were you thinking? Because the only reason that I'm asking is because in the past we've had homeowners that said, hey, look, I'm ready to make a decision. We send them an offer, and then they go out and shop that offer to other prospective buyers, which then kind of.
No, I'm not going to shop. No, I'm not. And I appreciate that, but no, it's not going to be like that. It's going to be just like I told you. If you come in first, I told some people that was way. It could maybe a year and a half ago, that I said, hey, when I'm ready.
Right.
It just so happened when I was ready, you guys called me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, you're first to the game, but I still want to give them an opportunity to. And so I got some stuff coming in. I figured by June 15th, hopefully I'll have enough where I can make a solid decision on that.
So what you're saying is about a 2-week time frame as to when you'll. So if we made an offer today, you probably wouldn't let us know until somewhere closer to June 15th.
Yeah, unless you want to wait until that time frame. So this way it's, closer to that, and it's only, a few days, a day or two.
Right.
I just want to give myself enough time because I have a contractor out that's going to give me something over this weekend. And so, like I said, I want to bounce that off of the offers to see if, because I'll be honest with you, I'd make a lot more money doing it myself.
Right.
But the happy medium before, is I have a number that I'm in my mind and that I feel good about that still makes everybody money, but yet I'm willing to take less if it's quick, and because I'm up in the air about rehabbing myself. I mean, I'm going through this like daily, going back and forth. I mean, maybe I should do that because I want to do at least a couple a year, moving forward, because I've been out of the game for a little bit.
Okay.
Because I'm really looking at retirement. That's what's sparking all this.
Got you.
With deaths in the family and all that stuff, it kind of gets you thinking about other things.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
That's what I'm going through. So I want to make sure that you know that, because I'm not, again, I got dozens of people that before your phone call, but timing's everything, obviously. So I want to give some people that I've already committed to on giving them an opportunity to put something in. I want to give them the opportunity. To a fault, I'm a man of my word, man.
Oh, no, man. Listen. That's all you got left to stand on, man. So I can respect that wholeheartedly. Those are the type of people I like doing business with, a man of their word.
Yeah. So my thought is that if it's now or 2 weeks later in the market, nothing's really going to change.
Right. And that's part of what I want to, signify here is, hey, look, the good thing about working with us is we can work around your time schedule, right? We're not pressing you. We're not, hey, you got to make a choice right now. Again, I understand you got a lot of variables to really put together. But what I want to do here with this conversation is see, can we get to something that makes sense? Because if not, then whether we wait or not, it doesn't matter, right? Because we can't even get on the same page. So, I know you have a lot of other interests, other people calling you. And by the time I hang up with you, you're going to have more people.
Yeah. And I'm not just saying that to boost up, notch things up. I respect the fact that everybody has their own, because look, let me tell you, I sold one of my places 2 years ago.
Right.
And I had such a vast difference in bid that it was like, and then I finally got, the one that I the bid that I wanted, I finally got that. Everybody made money. You know what I mean? So, depending on the contract, one could say 50 grand, the other one could say 75, the other one could say 100. You know what I mean? So, it really depends on the contractors that you're working with to see if it's something that's going to make you money. You know what I mean? So everybody's different.
Right. Right. I know the last time we spoke.
I have a number on. What I was going to say, I have a number in my head, as far as like what I think, it's going to cost for the rehab. So I wanted to see what my contractor came up with and see if that's close. So this way, listen, if you have somebody that can't do something that have cost, I'll turn you on to the contractor.
Absolutely. I appreciate that.
I want it to be a winning situation for everybody, but if not, like I said, just go from there. So listen, I'll be honest with you. I have rehearsal tonight at church.
Okay.
And so I'm going to be on my way with that, so I can talk to you a little bit on the way over. But
yeah, I mean, I want to make it quick. I don't want to take too much of your time. I know we talked last time, and you specified that repair. You were kind of looking at an estimate of about 65K on the work that's needed on the property. Is that still correct?
Yeah. I'm thinking between 65 and 75, somewhere around there.
Okay. So let me ask you real quick, David. Like, again, against everything else, and I know you got to make a decision and give other people a shot, right? I mean, what gets this done for you, right? If we were to make an offer and you say, hey, man, if you can meet me there, it's a done deal. I'll still go through the others or whatever and see what they're offering. But if I can get this, hey, I'm good.
Yeah, and that number is like 170.
170. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So 170 pretty much gets this done.
Well, pretty much so far what I'm talking, some people have verbally been close, but I said, hey, I'm not trying to be hard or nothing like that, but when you have a number in your head and listen, I'm willing to look at certain things, but I wanted to kind of get an idea because I know for a fact that depending on the contractors and how you know, they're willing to work, and what kind of bids they come in is going to make a difference for that individual. So there might be people that'll offer that and say, hey, yeah, I can make that happen. The other people might say, hey, I'm nowhere near that. But so far, everybody verbally has been saying, this is where I'm at.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So,
I mean, I don't think we're too far, you know, away from that. You know, I think we're kind of in the ballpark. Yeah. What were you seeing on the back end? Right. Because I'm looking at a couple properties that have sold in the area. So what were you seeing on the back end that this could possibly go for if we were coming in to do all the work?
About 300, between 3 and 320. I had a realtor look at that. So okay. it really depends on the work. They said, but that, you know, she's seen you know, numbers on that end. So I did homework on that end. I don't know if you know, but I'm a mortgage lender. So I have relationships with, you know, contractors.
Got you.
And
hey,
and all that.
Listen, all the information that you can give me is helpful. Again, like I said, I don't think we're too far apart. I think we're kind of somewhere in the ballpark. And if those numbers that you said that it can possibly sell for, you know, I think we could possibly make something work. I would probably be somewhere in the range of 157 to 162. Now I possibly can get that higher, you know, higher number approved. But again, I know it's not directly what you're looking for, but I mean, I think we can be somewhere in the ballpark and make it work.
Yeah. Listen, that's a number that I could come back to you on. You know, those, you know, so you're in the game. Let's put it that way.
Right. Okay.
So you know, I feel pretty comfortable with that. But again, it's just, you know, seeing what you can make happen. I'll circle back around. I wanted to get an idea of what my contractor says and see what they come up with. So this way, hey, if it's way high, then I'm going to say, hey, man, let's talk again because maybe it's higher than I thought or lower than I thought. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I want, like I said, I want to be fair with everybody.
So let me ask this: when are you supposed to speak with the contractor?
Well, we spoke already. We took a tour of the house, and so he said this weekend he'll come up with something. So I'm thinking the beginning of the week.
Okay. All right. So here's what I want to do. I want to go back and see, you know, what we can do with those numbers, and then send you over something in writing, just so when you are ready to make a decision, hey, look, that at least helps me stand out a little bit. Hey, this guy's already giving me something in writing. You know,
exactly.
Yeah. No. So
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So let me do that. While I got you on real quick before you go, because I don't see that we have your email address here. So if I can get that from you real quick.
loanfaster@gmail.com.
You said loan, LOAN faster.
NFASTER. At gmail.com.
At Gmail. Okay, cool. So
let me ask you this: how quick can you close?
Man, we can close as soon as title comes back. So if there's no liens, judgments, or anything that we would need to pay off that will prolong us, we can close as soon as title comes back.
Okay, cool.
So typically,
and that's going to make a difference too, because you know some guys are looking for loans. You know what I mean, and they're subject to you know what that's going to offer. So
no, when we make an offer, it's going to be cash. And like I said, typically we'll put 30 days on the agreement just for our concern is if something comes back that we need to address, so it doesn't prolong anything. But usually we're closing when title comes back.
Well, I can tell you this. If everything's good and title, I would extend if I know it's a title issue, but I need to know what the deal is. You know what I mean?
Right.
And we would extend if that was the case, if it's something on our side. I actually wanted to do a title search just to see if there's anything on there that I don't know about.
Right. Understood. Yeah, we've never had any concerns about that. Like I said, I'm only going to tell you what I know we can do, and if I know we can't, then hey, look, we're not the right buyer for you. So hopefully we can make something work.
But I mean, you're talking some sense now. Hold on for a minute. Hold on for a minute. I can't find my keys.
I hate that.
My wife leaves.
I hate that.
Yeah, my wife leaves, and I'm supposed to be a dang. Where are my keys at? Anyway, I'm already late now.
Hey man, I don't want to hold you up too much longer. I got your email.
No, you're not holding me up. I'm looking for my keys, but she left, and I don't know if she put them by mistake or something. That's crazy. Anyway, yeah. So listen, let me go ahead and get rolling. Any other questions for me?
Nah. So again, I think you said you're going to make a decision around the 15th. I mean, if it's any time sooner.
I mean, listen, it's 15th or sooner. But I want to give myself enough time for that, so this way I can keep my promise to some of the people that I talk to. And some of them I know personally and stuff like that. But outside of that, if I get that, things come in sooner, then we might have a deal sooner than later.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll get this out to you. It'll be coming from us, Nationwide Fast Offers. So be looking out for that email. And I mean, if you could do me a favor, when you receive it, can you just send me a text, maybe a thumbs up or something, just to let me know that you got it, and then we can schedule something for later on and talk more.
Good deal. I appreciate you.
Awesome, David. I appreciate you, man. Have a good one.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Where did you leave that? Because I know he didn't want to. He wanted to wait until, sometime in the future. I know you pushed him on that.
Because he's talking about he has other people that came before me that he gave his word to, that when he was ready to go, he'll circle back to him. So that's kind of why I was pressing, like, well, look, what gets it done right now? Because when you have sellers like that, usually one or two things. Either they're going to shop it around to see, what's the highest they can get, or, they'll go back to somebody that they know, right? Like he said, some of those guys are friends of mine. So you're going to go towards the people that you feel more comfortable with to do business. So, hey, look, let me get something in your hands right now that pretty much, signifies where you want to be at. And what I was looking at with the numbers that I'm looking at, if because I was looking 280, 290, but if this can go for 320, then.
And y'all was talking about what, 170?
He wants 170, but I said 157 to like 161, somewhere around there. Mm-hmm. So,
and again, he was open to it.
Well, he said, "Hey, look, you're definitely in the ballpark. You definitely are where I can make a decision on, and feel comfortable about." So, just want to get him something in writing, just kind of see, because I'm also curious to see what his contractor says, because the last time I talked with him, he said, "Hey, look, it needs work, right? Somewhere between 60 and 65. Now he's talking about between 60 and 75. So, again, he went up on repair estimate. So again, that'll really play into, if those numbers work or not. And when we see some pictures and kind of confirm what that looks like, then we'll know better on, hey, do we need to come down on that price, or, can we make that work?
Cool. Did you try Miss Sherry earlier?
Who was that? He said Sherry or Sharon?
Sherry.
I don't think was she in the ready to close?
Yeah, I think we went through earlier.
No, I didn't try her.
Let me try this guy, because there's this big, I think it's a duplex in Dallas, high price home. Dude seems super motivated. I want to see if I can squeeze him on a number, and then after that, I could hit or you can get Miss Sherry. I'm losing my voice.
I mean, I can call her or whoever. I mean, however you want to do it.
Yeah, when I text her, I didn't get my name. Let me see if I can get dude on the phone real quick. This is a lead that Shannon spoke to earlier. He probably over there. Happy dude, don't pick up the phone. So he can close him out. But see, I told I would give him the number to make the offer, but I'm kind of unsure because it's such a big property as Texas, non-disclosure state, so you can't see the comps. And then it's not like to likes, a bunch of them. So I was really going to try to fill him out and just get him under contract as low as possible.
Right.
Within his range. Work better. Cool. Look, guys, if you just join in, this is Closing Conversations, where we are reaching out to leads that are being generated through the Charged Up University community. They're using our AI software that sends SMS to sellers, follows up, books appointments with homeowners through SMS. They're generating the leads, they're sending them in, and then we're calling them, having the conversations live for you guys to hear, understand how we overcome objections, explain the process, get closed, and actually make offers so that you can go out and do it yourself. We have gotten, I think, a verbal, one or two, and some other decent leads on the line. So we're here every Tuesday and Thursday, Tuesday at 12, Thursday at 5. And we're going to try to get another one under contract right now so that you guys can hear how it goes.
I'm going to call you back. I'm going to call you back.
You booed up, bro?
My son. Every time I get on here, my son called me.
You know mine done text me about 2-3 times.
Yeah, man.
More screen time on his phone. Like, no, I got an hour and a half limit on that thing.
Yeah,
every
man.
game you want to play. Like,
every time I get on the call, man. Dad. No, Dad, not right now. Not right now.
And the crazy thing is they know about YouTube and streaming and like what we look like. Oh, Jesus. It's one of them. Miss Sherry gonna have to call in. She has one of those AI filter people that's asking what you're calling about.
The answering machine, the AI answering machine.
Yeah, bro. Like, I don't know how to get past. Like, I've never gone past go. Like, it never works. I've said a few different types of things to get through the damn AI, and they always just end the call right there. Maybe I just need to say like I'm a distant relative or something. Like I'm family calling back in.
Yeah.
Sherry.
Do we have any more in the?
Not in this one. I would go to the other one.
The nationwide joint.
No, not that one. The ready for Thursday.
So it's only
there's 2 in there. Look at the first one. I just clicked into the second one. Alexis. And then there's some that have come in that haven't been reviewed yet.
Right.
This one is she wants 350.
Hey, so
It's fully renovated.
Yo, this
retail.
This one says this guy doesn't want to talk on the phone. He does not want to talk on the phone.
I don't know if that's a good closing conversation.
Yeah, because he's liable to be super, super red. Like, yeah, just looking at these notes.
1,000%. This is a retail. This is retail return to student. I'm gonna jump over here and see if one of these other ones that just came in.
Mm-hmm.
Last activity. So if you hit seller contacts, and
right,
then sort by last activity. Any other ones that's blank haven't been talked to. They probably just came in today. And then the date says May 29th.
Okay.
This is Ohio. It's 139. Occupied. Can be brands. Only interested in a cash offer recently. Sold a home and last has another property. Yuck. Okay, I'm gonna try one of these. Let's do a quick claim deed. Jesus. Man, you know how Cleveland rocks.
Yeah.
Confirm. Okay. Let me get this one on the phone. I've heard decent things about Montgomery, Alabama.
Yeah, there's some good patches. There's some good patches out there.
Yeah, that part. That's what I've heard. Alan Dennis. Uh-oh.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 33439.
Hey, did you call Alvin?
Yeah.
He's calling back.
I was going to try to catch him on my computer, on my laptop. Let me see if I call him back. Hello?
Hello?
Hey, Mr. Alvin, this is Brandon. Giving a call back. How's it going?
Give me a call back.
Yeah, I think he had spoken with my partner, Marshall, the other day about Jeffrey Drive.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah. I was hoping this is a decent time. I know it's in the evening, early evening. I was hoping this is a decent time to talk about an offer for the property. I understand that you were interested in selling the home for the right offer. But I didn't see from him, like, how much were you wanting to sell this for?
I told him 95.
90 or 95?
90.
Okay. Cool. So he did give me some good notes as far as like the condition. Seems like it was solid. Solid condition. Update 6-7 years ago. Timeline sell 30 days. Right offer. Is this one? Do you have a tenant here, or is this your primary resident?
No, it's somebody in there.
Okay, like a tenant.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Cool. Cool. And do you know how much their current rent is? How much they're paying?
Why do you need to know all this now?
Oh, it really just helps us out to understand, like, if it's rented for market rent. Sometimes then we can consider, like, hey, we can purchase it and use it as a rental for ourselves. Maybe keep the tenant long term, let them finish out their lease, or give them an offer to stay if we do some improvements. So it just kind of helps us understand, like, with this tenant, like, hey, are they at market rent? Are they below? Are they above? And then is that an option for us to kind of work with them, keep them long term, if we were to go forward and purchase it? I say if we were to go forward and purchase it, but no worries. This is a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,200 square feet. I'm looking at the comps to see what's sold in the area to get a better feel for it. I know that $90,000, that was like a real specific number. Did you have like an agent give you that, or how did you come up with that number?
No, that was my number.
Got it. Okay. When were you hoping to get this sold? If we came to a number that we could agree upon.
Like I told her 30 days.
Got it. You thinking about getting out of the rental business, or?
Think about getting out of the rental business. Mm-hmm.
Say that again?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, look, as I'm looking in the area, I mean, geez, I'm seeing homes that were sold, like, listed on the market. Some of them in move-in ready condition, but they're selling really close to around $90K. I know there's a few that sold above it, but they have been kind of updated a little bit more recently. It might be difficult for us to get to $90K as is with the tenant in place, just kind of based on what's selling in that area.
Okay.
But I'm still looking to see kind of where could we get. Here's one that looks like it's sold. Here's one that just sold for 65. That looks like it was solid. And sold on the market on Newberry Lane. I can see some of the pictures. Nice big yard. Older bathrooms, older tile, but like livable. I actually got some granite or some fake marble on the countertops in the kitchen. And this one sold, like I said, for 65. And that was just a few months ago. I had an offer that was a little closer to some of these comps? Is that even something that you didn't consider? Consider? Well, I mean, kind of give me a feel. I mean, like one of the things that we do really well is, we purchase homes, we work with tenants, we can sometimes purchase with them in it and let them write out the lease. Sometimes we'll offer cash for keys, make it really seamless and easy. Of course, heard this before, but we take care of the closing costs, close it out on your timeline. Difference is, look, we do what we say that we're going to do, and the reason that I'm when I'm confident in an offer, I'm making sure that I'm offering where I know I need to be to still make it a winning project for us, either based on the rental rate or what I could sell it for after I do a full renovation. So I don't kind of overshoot and then come back and tell you, hey, look, I couldn't close it, and can I get it lower? Like I really try to get my offer right the first time. So I'm not coming back to you a few weeks down the road and saying, hey, I can't actually sell it, close for that. Can you take less? I just try to get it right the first time. And so kind of as I'm looking at this, I see the need to be closer to some of these other comps that sold as is. I'm just wondering, like, if we made an offer like that where we take care of all the closing costs, no agent fees, stuff like that, like what's the best price that you would consider we close this out on your timeline? You thinking?
Yeah. I'm 88.
You said 88?
Yeah, I'm 88.
Just 2K off your initial ask. That's gonna be difficult to make work. Especially like I said, based on what's selling in that area as is.
Yeah, lots of work to have.
Say that again.
I did lots of work to have.
Yeah, but you know how it is. Look, you did that. You said like 6-7 years ago. You had tenants, right?
No, I ain't did all that 6-7 years ago.
Oh,
A lot of that work to be recent.
okay. So,
I put an outside painting. I don't know, could you see it? How it used to look and how it looks now on the outside.
So Marshall mentioned that like the roof and the HVAC was the roof and the HVAC are 6-7 years old, right? But you've done the countertops. They still have Formica and some white appliances. A lot of folks that even renting these days, renters have been picky. Like they be wanting stainless steel and granite and this and that. Like laminate, hardwood, plank, vinyl, like luxury vinyl plank, so even for that, like for us, and we really try to keep all our properties, we try to make sure that they look nice. People want to move in. Like that's the way that we make sure that we continue to have business. It's just by making stuff look really nice, making it attractive, especially when there's so much inventory out here. I'm sure you've seen what's going on in the market and, with everything else, in the economy, right? There's a lot of inventory. Interest rates are going the wrong way, still going up. So people are being really picky. And so when if I come in and I purchase this from you at 80K, 88K, I'm still gonna put money into it just to make it like a solid rental.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not, if you gotta get that number, it's probably not gonna be a good fit. but it sounds like you have some other rentals. Is there another one that maybe it doesn't have recent updates? Like, maybe it's a little worse shape. Got it. Hey, let me give you a shout back. Let me see if I can do any better on this, and I can give you a shout back and see what we can do.
Okay.
All right, sounds good. Thank you. Hey, Mr. Derek. Hey. Yeah, man, sorry about that. I was wrapping up a call. I had somebody really wasn't budging. Just we were dealing with the old house in Montgomery. But I was able to review this one in Dallas, and I was kind of looking through what I was hoping to understand a little bit more clearly. I saw Shannon's notes. Shannon's on our team, great guy. I know you had a good conversation with him earlier, but I was curious about the size of the units. This is a duplex, right? Okay. And on both sides, are they 2 1s? They're 3 2s, 2 2s?
3 2s on each side.
3 2s on each side. Okay. All right. Got it.
2 bedroom, 2 bath. So it's a 2-story. Each level has 1 bathroom. Each unit has a downstairs bathroom and an upstairs bathroom.
Downstairs and upstairs. Okay. And upstairs.
There's a master bedroom on the main level, and then 2 bedrooms upstairs in each unit.
Got it. Okay. Cool. That's helpful because I was running some numbers. Just like Shannon mentioned earlier, like we're super interested. We definitely want to see if we can make a deal work and get an offer over to you ASAP. We just want to make sure that we have it at the right price. I really try to make sure our offers are solid up front, so that when we do our due diligence, we hold firm with that offer price. And I'd say we have about a 85-95% close rate at our initial asking offer price. And so as I looked at this, one of the things I needed from you was to understand the bed and baths just based on the comps. The range that Shannon mentioned of how much you were hoping to sell this for, I think he told me 420 to 500. Does that sound about right?
That's right.
Okay, so that's a pretty big range. Where did you have a agent or somebody give you like an appraisal, or is that based on a number?
Well, I just sent to you, or I'm trying to text you anyway, a document that I kind of a summary I put together, and it has links to the Dallas County Appraisal District listing for the property where they have it valued at $500, so 560, 5.7, so much more than I would be looking. I know that it would need some work, and so I'm willing to take a less than the tax value. And then I have links there for Zillow, Homes.com, Redfin, Realtors, so I've got a general idea what the homes are listed for in that area. There are 16 duplexes on that street. They just don't turn over very often.
Yeah.
There happens to be 2 others that just have gone on the market here recently. One at $650, I believe, and the others at $550. So that's kind of how I figured that. If I get the tax value, that'd be lovely, but I don't know if the message failed to send. I don't know. I just tried to send this to this 804-656-5665 7 number. It didn't go through.
Yeah, text me. Can you text me on my cell?
Oh, is that an office number?
Yeah, you ready?
What's your cell number? Okay, I'll try again. Anyway, so that's the Ranger job, and companies such as yourselves that have got me.
Yeah. Have you gotten any offers kind of near like where you want to be?
Yeah.
Okay. What was it that had you not move forward, I guess, with one of those offers if it was kind of where you needed it to be?
Well, they're verbal. I try to offer with all the right terms, but this week I go to myself to talk to several people that have been showing my phone with calls and texts and emails over the last couple of weeks while I was in England. Well, my daughter graduated from high school, and I got a friend. I've got a lot going on, but I just said, this is the week I'm going to make a decision. So had a bunch of conversations, just waiting for people to follow through with their verbals and translate those into written offers. So I'll be making a decision tomorrow or Saturday. I want to put a bow on this and wrap it up by the end of the month.
Yeah. So I guess based on those verbals, like I'm sure you kind of got a sense of like where folks are coming in at. But I'm curious, like, what's the number that would have you just say, hey, look, I'm gonna move forward right now? Like, for instance, if I was able to get an offer to you and get over to you this evening, right? Within the next hour, next 30 minutes, is there, like, with all the right terms, and I'll ask you kind of what that is, what's the number that would have you say, hey, look, I'm comfortable with that. I'll move forward. I want to see if I can hit it.
You guys must be trained to because everybody's doing the same kind of the same conversations. Like, give me a number. I don't want to.
Well, no, hey,
so I'm just saying, you the best number. You do your research and you've done your homework. You know you have a lot of tools to check comparables and whatnot than I do, but a number's not going to get it done. It's going to be a question of the numbers, the first money down, the option terms, the are you using the TREC form, the Texas Real Estate Commission form? Are you, what? And I'm sensitive to closing. Since I told Portia, she probably told Shannon, maybe the same thing, that I'm trying to do a 1031 exchange for a property so that my son can live in it, and we've got it. And if you know 1031s, that there are timelines, and so I've got to be sensitive to get this done so that we can get that all wrapped up so he can get moved in before the end of summer.
Got it. Well, look, I expect when you're dealing with investors, most likely you're going to probably get some documents, some agreements that's just like a straight, simple 2-page agreement, right? And I do our typical agreements that I'm doing, especially if I'm purchasing off market, is just on a 2-page agreement. But when we need to use our realtor to submit an offer, we can do that as well. So it sounds like that's a preference. Like you absolutely want the offer to be on a Texas Realtors agreement.
Since I'm not using an agent, I want it to be. I want to be protected.
Okay. Understandable.
And that, I've had 1 and 2-page offers, and they offer pie in the sky numbers, and then they say, okay, earnest money down, $100 or $200 or $500.
Right, but of course, I wouldn't
consider those aren't serious offers to me.
For sure.
I had somebody offer. They wanted me to finance it. We'll give you $100,000 down, and then pay it off over 10 years. I can't do that when I'm doing a 1031 exchange. So
Exactly.
it's got to be the right combination of terms.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Like our standard is 1% of the purchase price, right? And I think that that's standard across the industry.
It's pretty typical, yes.
Okay, so just so I know, right? I'm trying to make sure that I get you an offer that doesn't have crazy contingencies or anything like that. We will want some due diligence up front. Doesn't have to be super long, but we will want to, be able to get in there and see it. I'm assuming both sides are rent. Oh, you said completely vacant in a few days, right?
Right. Second tenant is moving out today, in fact, and she's going to clean it and whatnot, but she'll be out by Saturday.
Okay. Well, yeah, if you give me, a few days of diligence, I won't tie it up, but at least allow me to get in there and see it. And then I'll go on and want to move forward quickly from there as soon as title's ready.
Where are you based, Brandon?
So I'm based out of Atlanta, Georgia. But we do deals all over the Southeast and even in the Midwest. And my cousin is my agent that's out there. But we've also done deals. He's actually in Houston. I have an agent friend in Dallas that I would be using on this in particular. So, we're always looking for good deals. I think that the fact that it's coming vacant, I'd be, interested in a few different exit strategies, but it's probably the perfect time to actually fix it up and relist, or get the funds together to buy it outright and hold it long term, right? So I'd look at both ways to do this if we can make a deal work.
All right.
So no, you don't want to give me exactly kind of what that number is that would make you kind of want to move forward, but I guess I'm trying to.
If you were to throw out a 500,000, I said let's do it. But, I don't sense that. If you were going to inclined to go that route, you would have already told me.
All right. Well, look, to make sure that and I try to make offers that we can stick by. So I'm not coming back with some renegotiation, after the fact or after due diligence period is over. So that for that to make sense for me, of course, I'd want to be as close to 400 as possible, right? But you've given a pretty large range, right, for 420 to 500. And I'm assuming like you've gotten some offers, like you said, that are within that range.
Yes, yeah, I'm expecting a written offer tonight that's in that range.
Okay. So where do you want me to be?
Give me your best offer. I'll compare it against the others that I'm expecting to get this weekend.
Killing me.
I'm really just trying to get it done.
Killing me. It's just such odd. It's an odd little area, but I'm gonna call my agent as soon as I get off the phone with you, just to get a better sense. Because you're right, there are some comps, and it does look like a heavy duplex area. But the only ones that I'm seeing that actually sold are definitely like they're a few streets over, right? It's on the other side of, East Northwest Parkway.
Northwest Highway.
Sorry.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just. Those 16 duplexes there have been good cash cows for the owners over the years, and they just don't turn over much. When I bought the one in 95 and lived in one side and rented out the other, it was good to cash flow for me, and been able to keep it rented for 29 years now.
Yeah. That makes sense.
There's some apartments nearby, and they tend to be a good source for people wanting to get out of the apartment life and into the quieter, more home feel arrangement. So,
got it.
So look to progress before they move on and actually buy something of their own.
Right. If I was a betting man, I would guess that offer that you're expecting later on tonight, he probably came in at the low end of your range, maybe like 425. So if I beat
Yeah,
that,
it's 427.5 is what it is. It's from somebody who owns the property in that neighborhood already.
Got it. Okay. Well, let me see if I can beat that number. I'm gonna make a few calls, do a little digging, because like I said, I want to get you an offer that works for you, that I'm not coming back after due diligence and giving you some other sob story of why I need to reduce it. I want to be able to pull the trigger and move forward.
Perfect. Yeah, I want it to be a win-win for both of us.
Okay. Awesome. Look, last thing real quick, let me get an email for you. Perfect. Okay. Cool. Well, let's see what we can do. I would love to do a deal with you. And I did reach out to Shannon before I gave you a call. And he definitely said it was nice talking to you earlier. So we're hoping to make something work with you and get this moving forward.
Outstanding. Thank you very much.
All right. Good deal. Thanks, Mr. Derek.
Talk to you soon.
All right.
That was a tough one, man.
Oh,
that was tough, B.
And look, I kept hitting him, trying to get that number about him. Like, I just need to know the number. Like, at the end of the day, I need to know where you are, like what your number is. What do I need to beat to make this work? And eventually he coughed it up, right?
Hey, look, let's break that down, because somebody else would have been got off that call, man.
Yeah,
because he wasn't budging. He kind of had you on the ropes, because at one point you was like, "Yo, where do I need to be? Like, just like, what's up, man? What do you want me to do? Like, come on." So let's break that down for a second, because I think people need that.
So, and look, honestly, when in doubt, like, just guess, right? Throw out a number. So I start with comps, right? And if I'm throwing out comps that I see and trying to get him to react to that number, and he doesn't give it still, then at the end of the day, like, my kind of last bet, right? Last kind of gas to try to get it up out of him is to try to guess the number. Like, hey, if I made an offer here, like, could that work? And that's exactly what I did. I was like, if I had to guess, because he gave a broad range, 420 to 500 is what he wanted. And I said, if I had to guess, the offer that you're waiting on came in at the lower end of that range. So if I guess 425 and I beat that number, would I be right? And he was like, yeah, it was 427.5. Right. So I was basically already on it.
But that was good. Like, so again, this is why a range is so important, because he already told you his number without telling you his number. He wanted to really be at the 500.
Yeah.
That's why the range was so wide, right? And again, great guess on your end. Hey, I know you, because if you he told somebody else that same range. That's why they came in at the 425.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So in this situation, like, it could work, like 3-2 duplex in Dallas. Like, there are some good comps, but I am gonna call. I'm gonna hit a few people that I know that work Dallas area that are agents, and they would need to write up the agreement for us, because he also, if I don't know if y'all caught this, but he gave me what stipulations and contingencies he did not and did want in the agreement. Like, got to be on a GAR or whatever for Texas. He needs to be at 1% earnest money or something close to it. I think he wanted, he didn't really give me a date and time around due diligence, but he was basically saying don't tie it up, right, and try to shop it. And so I made sure I jotted all that down. So if we send him an agreement and I get the AOK, I don't know who I'm gonna call. I got a few people in Dallas that I can hit up about this and be like, hey, does this work? Does this work at this number? If so, would you want it? Could you move it? Could we do something with it? all right, shoot the offer. Like, let's go. And so, you know, it would be one that works good. You know, because duplexes are hard to come by sometimes, right? And especially in good cities where ARV is super high. So
absolutely. Another important point that you put out there, I hope everybody caught that. Hey, as he's talking, I'm jotting this stuff down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm keeping a pen and paper handy. So in these conversations, I can reiterate back to, hey, you remember when you said this? Or, hey, look, you know, the last time you told me. And again, if you listen to that call that I had before, I said, hey, look, you know, the last time we spoke, you told me this, right? It's only because, hey, I jotted that stuff down and I can go back and reference it. So it makes me more credible in the conversation.
Yeah, 1000%. And it's funny because the conversation, I was ready to talk about that one when I got off the call with the dude right before that, because he was funny. That was a funny guy. Where he won a 90, I told him to comp at 65, and then I hit him with like, all right, well, what's the best you can do? And I was quiet. I thought like, oh man, I got him where I want him. The silence is eating him up. He's gonna drop his number. This nigga said 88. Like,
are you thinking?
Boy. Oh, he fooled me. Look, he played me for a fool on that one, but it's funny. A lot of people can't sit in that uncomfortability. Yeah, that's an important negotiation tactic. And so once I saw he wasn't going nowhere and Derek called back on my laptop, I just got off with him and pulled up. And like Tiffany said, I was holding it like a boom box so y'all could hear, because I didn't know if y'all could hear it from over here. So man, we had a lot of good calls today.
Right. Took us a minute to get there, but we got
it. It definitely took about 20 voicemails to get there and a few AI bots. But did you have anybody else that either you was texting with or you was trying to reach back to?
Nah, I did that follow-up call. That's the guy that called me back that I was on, David. So that was that follow-up call I needed to hit. And then we just went through, you know, all the other calls that we had available.
Okay, bet. Yeah, so look, you fam, look, we appreciate y'all. Definitely showing love in the chat. Really, really appreciate it. It's definitely helpful for me and Dre up here, and we definitely want to continue to give you guys the gems and answer questions as much as possible so that you're going out and doing this as well. We did have some leads that weren't processed yet that I think we're going to be calling tomorrow on Friday. I'll get with Chris and see if we want to do something live for some of the other leads that came in that were brand new, like from today, from like the past few hours. But we will be calling those ASAP and getting through them. But we did clear the board of everything that actually came through red light, green light, processed, and was good to go. So that's good money. But yeah, man, keep going out, working, offer bold, putting new data in, having your setter calls, sending them in. We'll keep doing our thing. And if you're watching from somewhere and you're not part of the U, look, I don't know what you're doing, but there's a link in the description that you can click on to learn more about it. The challenge is the best way to get into the U and get all this game. Dre's doing the morning call every morning. He's a machine. He's going to be right back on there tomorrow morning. And there's just so much support here in the U. So appreciate y'all for showing up, man. As always, look, my IG is right there. You can catch me on YouTube, Summer Offers with Brandon Barnes. Dre, let them know how they can reach you.
Hey, man, IG right there on all platforms. Andre St. George, reach out to me. Hey, look, if you had fun in here today and you learned something, look, tell somebody. This is what we're doing every Tuesday and Thursday. Every Tuesday and Thursday, you can come and get this, right? And if you're part of Charged Up, you're part of the community, you can submit your leads and watch us call them live, right? So it's opportunities for not only to learn the game, but to make money in the process. I don't know where else you can get that, right? So again, if you have fun, you learn something from here today, make sure you be a part of this and make sure you tell somebody about this and join us every Tuesday and Thursday, man. Again, peace and blessings, man. I appreciate y'all.
Yep. We'll see y'all on the next one, Tuesday, 12 p.m. Eastern. Go out there, send more offers, do more deals. Till next time.
Peace.
Cool, bro.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Always like running up here with you.
Yeah, man.